angel. I didn't hear you were here with me. No, I'm fine. Just struggling. Sometimes, even though we think we're indomitable, there's cracks in the mirror that let all the bad things in, even when you don't want to face them or don't have the courage to. I'm no different than anyone else. Even though I get hailed as being stronger or better or something, I'm not. I'm just a man who wants to cure the world with two very conflicting sides. You, having been brought here in the first place due to my demon, no, my angel. You know what I am, what I can be, and it's difficult to stay in control. You help me, but the thought of putting you in danger, it scares me. All the things I am and the things I'm not, sometimes they work against me. I think that everything's okay, but that itching, scratching feeling deep inside, it makes me scared of myself. I just feel like part of me, it isn't complete. Like my past comes back to haunt me. And the fact that you've accepted me, that you've stayed here still, I don't even know how to understand it, let alone fully accept it. Don't misunderstand me. I love you, my angel. You've given me so much hope. And for once in my otherwise eventful but mostly miserable life, I can say I don't feel like a villain. Not anymore. I don't feel like I'm caught in an endless cycle of repenting, of trying to make right, of fixing the world around me. Instead, I feel free in your arms, a place I'm not used to, but a place I want to show the inner workings of my heart, that it's real, that it's not just going to go away. You won't leave me, will you, angel? It's fine. You must always promise me you'll follow your heart and only stay with me if that's what you truly, truly want. You know, I've stayed up day and night trying to come to grips with what I've done to you, what I made happen through my darker side, and every conclusion I find myself in, it's always more difficult than the last. But when I see you smile, when I see you actually looking happy, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I'm not so good with that kind of feeling, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to let it be a part of me. It's just not easy letting go of the tense old habits of cut and dry, of the bad I used to be, and the good I want to be now. I go back and forth, you see, the wishy-washy self, and the one that believes in my angel. We know both sides actually quite like you, and so it's not directly you that I'm worried about when it comes to that side. More what you'd think of me if you caught me in the act of doing something heinous, and what it might see as justice. It needs proof that what we're doing is actually working. Otherwise, it might usurp and force things that should never be. I realize life is far too fragile to try and force a cure. No, we need to administer a delicate one, cure those in need, and stop worrying about the greater picture. I know everything we've faced isn't quite what it seems. I know that the good and evil of the world is never just that. I was part of a mafia after all, a crime group. And sadly, that took control of most of my life. And you think me being a grown adult now, it would have made things easier. But growing up doesn't make it easier necessarily. Sometimes it makes things even harder, wouldn't you believe? In fact, I still find myself so lost when it comes to what to do with myself in times of gentler things, or passion, or even love, because my love was so damaged early on. It's a bit scary to trust you, my angel, even if I know I can. You see, it's kind of funny. Even though I've trusted and it's worked out in the past, I always have this lingering doubt that once again people want to use me. Not you, but it's lingering, like an ailment, like a disease. I'm sick, even if I never wanted to admit it. My doubt is my ailment, and while you're my angel, I've still got a lot to learn about properly opening up, being vulnerable to you. If I'm going to stand by my words, then I need to share all those insecurities. I can't just let it stay as it is, or I'd be doing you a grave disservice. And all I want for you is to have that life you always wanted. That life I feel responsible for pulling you out of. If you want to be a hero, you don't have to choose me over that. I'll support you gladly. I've realized it's my own demons that make me out to be so stringent, so strict. And yet those same demons, they can be such hypocrites at times, letting things get out of hand. Tell me, Angel, What do you see me as? Do you see me as the good or the bad? Or maybe a mix of both? It's hard to tell just by looking at you. Sometimes even I need to hear it from your mouth. In your own words, your own way. It's all okay. I promise you, despite my internal struggles with guilt and blame, I'm definitely sane. All of this, it's something I can handle. The truth, it's always better than lies. So, my angel, just take your time. There's no rush with things. In fact, it's much better if you take your time. Patience is one of my best traits, though you might not have gotten a very good example of it, if only because the me of the past was so caught up in one singular desire to cure the world. But I've since found it so hard to want to cure anything at all, except for those with the truest of ailments. I've got so much to share with everyone. My power lets me be the doctor my parents never were. Money doesn't matter to me. Intent and passion have so much more weight if you let them. Though perhaps that's enough talk for right now. I wouldn't want you to get bored with me talking to myself. So why don't we go for a walk? It is nice to have some fresh air every now and then. You know, ever since you came into my life, everything's been slowly but surely changing. I think I like it. You're my figurative breath of fresh air. And while it may seem like I still hold on to those painful memories of the past, I mostly use them as a guide. What I don't want to be anymore. I think even deep down, my darkest demons, they want to be with you. They want to be happy and know what it's like. If you'd be willing to, perhaps the demon could meet you later. Maybe we should give him a proper name. It'd be terribly sad to live one's life without even so much as a name. Though I must admit, I'm certainly not the best with naming. Perhaps you should. It's certainly not a bad name. I've never heard one like that. We can ask him if he likes it later, once we actually talk to him. Though more accurately, you'll be talking to him, and I'll be observing. I do hope you get along, even if it's not like me and you, Angel. I guess at the end of the day, even if we're two sides, we still share this body. And I want us all to get along I don't just want that kind of fake, half-hearted relationship with you. I want something playful and fun, where we can laugh and cry, all in the freedom of each other's arms. In a world maybe we can someday trust. Though I guess I shouldn't dream about the future. We have so much to enjoy, right here and now. For instance, now that I'm no longer being hunted, at least for the most part, we can enjoy a walk like this. I guess it's a bit presumptuous of me to say that I'm not being hunted. No, it's more like everyone has bigger fish to fry, and I doubt they'd bother with me right now. Too much risk, not enough gain. Profits and losses are everything to the larger entities. It gets very cruel, very fast, which is also what led me down this path. I stopped seeing it as good and evil. When numbers take over everything, it's just impartial. I don't want an impartial world. I don't want an impartial life. So every day is special. And we can make it something even more special if we just spend our days enjoying the company of each other. The larger problems can be solved later. Although, I won't lie to you, there's a lot to get done, and I'm afraid at some point I will have to help them. Well, perhaps have to is putting it a bit harsh, but what I'm doing, it's not just for me or you. We have to think of the ones who I care for. I shouldn't loop you into it if you don't. No, I didn't mean it like that. I was merely saying it because I didn't want you to have responsibilities you didn't want to be a part of. If you want to, it's as simple as saying you do. I know many of them consider you as a second parent they never had. Is it strange, having all those tiny innocents look up to you? I know there's one in particular who wants to be just like you. Does that make you feel warm and fuzzy? You know, there was a time I didn't really care so much for them. But now, they're my family, just like you. And as family, it's important that we all, make sure that we stay safe and happy. No, I shouldn't talk like that. We're fine as it is. No one would come there. They know better. Of course I worry, but being a doting parent to a bunch of orphans doesn't bode well for their development. Much more important is me being honest with you. How much I want to spend some time to properly understand you and better enjoy ourselves in a casual way before I ever think of doing something dangerous or otherwise being reckless. We might as well know just how far a rabbit hole of our relationship will go. Well, I think that's one of my biggest faults. A lot of the times I miss the subtleties of life, getting caught up in what I need to do or my passion in life. But then I don't know how to turn that passion off. I get caught with my hand on the trigger and no one there to stop me from focusing on my passion for making the world a better place. Of course, it's altruistic, so it doesn't mean it's bad in nature. But I sometimes lose myself. That's where the demon comes in. Well, he wants to make a change. He always has me in mind. Such a selfless fellow. It's very admirable, very endearing. But I can't let him take everything, all of the bad, and I just get all of the good. That wouldn't sit right with me. I may have been a villain at one point, but I've learned that life, it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel like my goal is any more just. It just makes me feel empty. But something very important changed once I met you. You've tamed my other side in a way that I can only quantify as startlingly amazing. I have so much to be thankful for. So much I want you to be able to safely experience. And I thought this date, well, it wasn't just my idea. We both thought it would be a good idea. I didn't tell you, did I? But after things settled down and everything became clearer on our goals and what we want, we both decided to treat you today, to give you something more, something that might mean even more than just spending time at home or talking about feelings. Why don't we go and spend time like normal people instead of hiding away? What's the sense of worrying about the good or bad of something? Sometimes it's right to chance it all up. I may be a doctor, but that doesn't change that even doctors need a little chance, a little fun. But who am I kidding? Fun always has its place, but I always view it as for others and not myself. But let today be something of a convergence, a progression of sorts. So, we might as well enjoy the day we've been given. And, well, I'll admit, I don't quite know what it is you do on these dates, as it were. I have the general idea. It's just I never had time for it. For obvious reasons. Maybe if we just walk about, we'll find some kind of divine inspiration. Look at the birds. It's such a peaceful scene, isn't it? The city unsullied by either heroes or villains. I think I prefer the peaceful times, even if the busy ones are so common these days. You've always had a fascinating way of putting words. I'm glad to see you still hang on to that it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Moreover, I was hoping you might, well, humor me on a question. Do you see anything when you imagine the future? Or does it just seem like this big, strange mystery? I'd say it's a bit of both for me. I can imagine very vague scenes, things I think my heart would like to see happen, and then a bunch of emptiness. I don't think it's because it doesn't exist, but maybe, just maybe, that I don't want to know all of the secrets and predict my own future, making everything just the same as usual, making it all boil down into a all too relaxing pit of indifference. I think I prefer surprises, at least for the most part. Not everything's a good surprise, but the fact that it's a surprise at all, isn't that a gift? You were a surprise. For some reason, that demon in my heart saw something in you, which gave me a chance to see things instead of accomplishing just one lofty goal, one where I had to do, or still would have had to do, so many things that just don't sit right. Things that I felt were the only way to make both personalities, both me's happy. I know it's all so complicated, and it probably gets tiresome, but I did want to say thank you. There is a good reason why I call you my angel. It's not just a title I would give to anyone. No, it's for you and you alone. Don't ever lose who you are. Don't worry, I'll certainly try my best to ensure that all those outward influences that could cause such a tragedy as you having to worry about, well, I don't even really want to think of it, but I'll protect you. As my angel, there's not much more in this world that takes precedence. I'm proud of that, because I've always thought it was the medicine to this world to force it down its throat, to make things change by force, but I see that's not the only way. It's a good lesson, and something that may have saved my life. If not for, if not for you, things might have gone to a very, very sad ending. Can you imagine it? If I had kept going down the path of my altar, who knows what would have happened? He found you, and you found him. That's why I wanted you to meet him later after we get back. I know you've met him before, but he certainly wants to get to know you. And I hope he doesn't make you uncomfortable at all. As I think even being a demon or as the defender or something along those lines, he's found something that makes him think twice about judging people, accusing them of being sick. They may be, but there's more than one way to cure a disease. In fact, I think what might be the most probable cure for the disease of all these insecurities and boredom might be to go here. I don't even know what this place really is. I guess you could call me a bit of an unknown to this area. Even though I've taken care of everyone and made things nice around the one place that I call home, I've never really had a reason to explore this area. Maybe it's best to just go exploring. Find something new, exciting. You know, in some way or another, I always dreamed of having something like this. Because I never really had much in terms of my own situation. In a lot of ways, you sharing this time with me, us just being here, it gives me a lot of hope for things. And well, why don't we get some milkshakes? I know it's a bit on the peculiar side, but I haven't actually had them for years. Well, why? Of course, it's just I take nutrients and I eat what I need to be the most healthy, of course. I know. Too much of a doctor's answer, isn't it? No. Well, that's rather peculiar of you. You certainly are an accepting one, my angel. And, well, it warms my heart to be able to share one of my favorite tastes with someone who can appreciate me as much as you do. Thank you. No, really. Thank you. It's hard to put into words, as words have never been my strong suit. But I guess I'll just suffice to let actions speak louder. Do you mind if we just stay together in this moment a little longer, where most just they don't understand. Times like this, I think I'm uniquely qualified. And if you'll accept my, resume of taking you out on such a date, I can assure you my inexperience won't hold me back. What? Was it too cheesy? Well, what's wrong with that? Maybe. But maybe that smile on your face means it's worth it. Judging the worth of something, it never quite made sense to me. Other than values and the right and wrong things of the world, I always looked at it too big of a scale that I missed all of the glorious details, one of which being such beautiful smiles such as yours. If you want me to be completely honest, your smile is more special to me than the whole wide world. Well, comparatively speaking. I'm the type that doesn't know how to turn my brain off sometimes, so it really helps to have you by my side. I feel like I can really do it. Like I can be that person. The person I need to be to make a difference. Not just in those wild plans, but more with you. Here. This one's for you. I bet you didn't even notice. We'll call it sleight of hand. I managed to buy them. Well, without the tedium of actually having to stand in front of it. I left the money on the counter, and I took it through the wall. Trust me, there's no chunks of concrete, not even stone, or anything but ice cream. Well, unless they have secret ingredients I'm not aware of. Weren't you wondering why I was leaning against this wall? Don't worry. It's truly not stealing if you give and take. And they'll understand or they won't. But we'll be on our merry way. Besides, we can't attract too much attention. Otherwise, we might get unwanted visitors, and that can be quite the hassle. It's twice as enjoyable eating one of my favorite sweets with you, though it feels like a cheat day. The entire day feels almost too good to be true, as if all those things I'd normally be worried about, they just can't find me. It's as if we've escaped from the tethers of all things that would do us bad, and we just have a moment. know what you're thinking. It's pretty obvious. Written on your face is what's next. What could it be? I wanted to share a moment from a place, one of the very few I've been before. And that's partly because, well, it was from a not so great time. But for some reason, it always stuck with me. So therefore, I thought, why not? Why not make it a place for a happy memory, not just one to be lamented? You know, I've had far too many memories I wouldn't like to remember. Far too many that leave a bitter taste instead of a sweet one. And honestly, I just don't want any more of those. I've come to grips with my very own demon, something I think not everyone ever truly has the luxury of finding. And I see it in your eyes. You look at me and you wish you could take all of that pain, all of those sad memories away. I know you. You care about me. And in a way, it makes me feel so special. I'm not sure how to feel. It makes a man such as myself question everything. Because I've never had someone who really wanted me. I've always been the one seeking others, trying to find my place in this world. And I thought I found it when I was doing the disservice of trying to cure the sick, whether they liked it or not. My hatred for quirks. Everything just seems like it all came down around me. And when you fall down, you have to bring yourself back up. Or I should say, you have to choose when you're at that rock bottom. If you're going to keep on fighting or give up. I want you to have the courage that no matter what happens between you and I, you have the courage that I didn't. That you don't just go giving up on yourself. That you don't waste more time if you ever struggle. And you tell me whatever I can do to make you smile, I'll do it. Why don't we start heading back? It looks like the sun is going to set. Perhaps I didn't give us enough time, but I'm sure we can have more time after you meet him. He very much wants to see you. And you'll have to ask him why. But I think he's just as crazy about you as I am. Please, don't get too sad. There's much to be happy about. And I think our future if you so want it to be, will be quite happy. Can you see my smile? You're one of the very few people who's ever gotten to see it. Along with my tears, I never thought I'd let someone see me this way. But I don't regret it, because you deserve more than anyone a true glimpse into how I feel. Thank you for spending your day with me. I never thought it could be this simple, this pure. It's magnificent. And I love every moment of it. So thank you. It looks like we're back. Somehow, it always feels so much faster getting home than it does going out, doesn't it? Maybe it's because I wanted to be a little selfish. But I'll save that for after. Now, before we go in, there's someone who wants to talk to you. Now he's just making me sound like I'm desperate. Oh, I promise you, I'm anything but. Though you've made it clear in my heart, if you want to call it that those who are sick, those who need to be cured, they don't exist. I hate to admit it. I hate letting others be right. But I don't hate you. For whatever reason, you've managed to break through something no one was ever supposed to. And I don't know if I like that or I hate it. But I know one thing for absolutely certain. I'm fond of you. And well, most of what I see is feelings, and it's carnal. It's so many different smaller feelings I don't know. If you want the truth, I'm as much that little boy that saw my father ruin everything as the real guy Chisaki. I can be called whatever it is you like, but you seem to have already come up with a name for me. Such a strange name. What made you think of that? I see. I suppose I've been called the demon, so if I get the name of a demon of lore, it only suits me. But at the same time, I kind of hope you'll see me as more than that. I hope that you'll see me as being not just a demon who comes out to do those horrible things. I also came this time to apologize. I mistreated you when we first met, based on preconceived notions based on my past. I let it consume me, and I don't like it, but I'm sorry. I thought you might say that, but that's too easy. You can't just go forgiving people so easy they'll take advantage. And how do you know I won't? Innocent, but also naive. You know that just makes me want to protect you more, don't you? Perhaps I'm your fool, just like he is. For now, it's fine. I can't imagine what this must be like. Inconvenient, probably annoying. And yet here we are, stuck in between several different feelings. And I don't know how to convey it to you, but I just want you to know you've inspired a great change here. And in my heart, too. I just want to tell you that I exist. That I want to mean something to you. Because I feel like I'm fading. Like Kai doesn't need me anymore. And I'm scared, if I'm being honest. The name. To call me that, even if it's a name of a demon. You think it's cool? Asmodeus? I suppose it's not a bad name. Makes me feel a little less scared. In truth, I don't want to fade away, but at least I know now. Even if I do, Kai's in good hands. I guess that's all I wanted to say. Don't go saying something like that. Don't tell me I can come out whenever I want. You'll regret that. You want to make a bet? Fine. Then I will come out. From time to time. Maybe I am still needed. As an extra layer to help Kai when he can't. And maybe someone who can protect and be something special to you as well. It's refreshing. Thank you. Thank you for hearing me out. And goodbye. For now. I'll see you around. Okay? That was for being so cheeky with me. Watch your back now. I hope you didn't get too scared. Then I'm glad. At least he did what he wanted to. In truth, I don't want him to go away. He's been with me for so long. It's frightfully scary to think of a world where there's no other me. I can't put it into words except I hope you can accept that I'm trying my best to make everything work, even if I don't know how. One thing I know for certain is that I love you, my angel. To think an angel who's loved by a demon and an outlaw. Perhaps you've become my fallen angel, but you're far too kind to ever be something like that. Why don't we go upstairs? It looks like the orphanage has had lights out as well. Now, as for you, my angel, I've been wanting to confide in you. I'm not sure what at all I've been doing, but I want to try and make tonight memorable. Something of a one-of-a-kind night we can share. Though I don't have much experience in pleasantries, but I'm probably sounding like a broken record. It's not because I want to. It's because for once in my life, I have the luxury to not have every word mean something crazy special. To not have every word be life or death, cure or sick. It all depends on how you look at it. But I choose to see my angel right in front of me. You know, you've got very, very soft lips. Like decadent chocolate, silky smooth and the perfect amount of supple. It makes you quite kissable, in case you didn't know. Not to mention all those little noises and smiles. It always has me wanting more. And sometimes I just like to lay here against you, not really doing anything at all. Most of the time, I don't even know what comes next. But perhaps this moment is just a bit different. Can you feel my touch holding you close like this? Does it make your heart beat as fast as mine does? When I hold you so tight, we're like one. Does it make you feel like you're an angel in heaven with wings on a cloud? Because that's how you make me feel all the time. But now, most of all, I've never been this happy and just kisses are more than enough to make me wild about you. But at the end of the night, I suppose it's always down to what you desire. That's what I care about, my angel. I like that little blush on you. Whenever I whisper real close to your ear that you're my angel, you always seem to get a little excited. And that's just the way I like it. Angel, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you want more. Who am I to argue? Of course I want more of you too. The waves of our bodies crashing, the ebb and flow of the tide seems extra violent with you tonight. Turbulent is a much, much better word. Though I think you'll have to pardon me. My hands, they've gotten minds of their own, and they might just be favoring my most carnal tendencies. I may be a gentleman made more gentle by you, my angel. But deep down, I'm still a beast who wants to devour you. And judging by how my touch seems to drive you wild, I suppose I've awakened a beast in you as well. Tell me, do you like it, my angel? Good. I knew you'd say that. Well, I suppose you could have been dishonest, but I'm afraid your body has betrayed you. Though I suppose mine too has betrayed me. Angel, you should watch out. Your own wandering hands may be too adventurous. What do you mean I started the war? Well, I suppose you wouldn't be wrong. You've got yourself a devil who wants all of this, angel. something? Us devils, we're greedy, unlike you angels. Though with how your hand's moving, maybe it's the other way around. You've made one grave mistake. You assumed I didn't know you were a naughty angel. Naughty angels fall and fall down lower and lower until the deepest crevice of their deepest, most sacred place gets tainted by the devils. You see, the devil's tongue has a way of luring unsuspecting angels. Well, fallen angels. Until they're just a little bit devilish themselves. And then the angels fall to their desires, and they become just like the beast. Oh, angel. I see. You're striking back, trying to extract the evil from this devil, are you? Perhaps that's just what you needed. And maybe I'll try and do the same. What a naughty angel you've become, though I'm not complaining. Naughty angels need to know their place, or they'll be punished. Perhaps we both may have underestimated the other, my naughty little angel. And that's just fine. I wouldn't want you to think that I'm some kind of a pushover. No, Angel. You've only seen just a bit of what I've got in store. A truly special night deserves a truly special ending. And Angel, come here. You can be closer than that. I've loved you more every single day. And yet, I still can't for the life of me guess what's going on in that sweet little head of yours. You're so intelligent, but also so devilish at times, yet angelic all of the time. I love you very much, and I can't imagine what it must be like to get to be with you every day, and yet here I am, living that dream, but is it really okay? I've always worried. You've witnessed it before. Are you sure you're happy with me, Angel? Thank you. Thank you so much. My doubts, my apprehension, it sometimes gets the best of me, and I don't know how to turn it off. I just can't stop. But when I hold you in my arms, when I see you smile, everything changes. I can't be sad when I have an angel right in my arms. It's impossible. I'm way too happy and proud that somehow, even being an ex-villain, you accepted me. For all my faults and things I could never forgive myself for, you helped me to find that there's a better way. Sure, I was living my life trying to atone for the wrongdoings I did to Ari and all the others. But it wasn't enough. I never knew I needed you, Angel, until I thought of a day without you. And no thank you. I'd much like to avoid that. I wonder if my heart could even take it. This ticker's been through a lot. And I hope to experience a lot more days and hours and minutes and seconds. That my heart may skip a beat, but that I won't let it stop. I want to be with you forever and ever. And I know that won't change. I just wish I was better at words. So you like it then? That makes me happy, if for no other reason than to think that all of my efforts weren't just going to waste. Not that I thought you were ever as such, it's just, it feels good to hear it. I love you, my angel. And I want you to live your life exactly how you believe in. And to that end, I'll do anything. But I think it's a nice start to squeeze you tight and tell you I've got you. Everything, the tough times, they're over now. And we've got each other. You'll always have me. You'll always have me.